on.
Okay, hello again. Lisa and Dee, still coming to you from O'Fallon, Missouri, at Elderberry Place. All right, so people ask what we use to paint, and while we know how to use acrylic paint and brushes, we tend to use these Posca markers. They're acrylic paint marker. They are porous. They come in a variety of size of nibs and style of nibs. Not every Posca comes in every color. Every size Posca comes in every color. For instance, not every one of these 5s come in an 8, which is this size. These two happen to do that. All right, so when you get your Posca markers, you can store them any way you want because the nibs are porous. So that means that the paint goes down through them, not around them. So when you get one, you want to shake it up really, really well. And this is a brand new one. So when you get it, you're going to have a white nib, if you can see that. And you prime it. So you just gently push it up and down. Now, after you do this the first time, you can still do that. You can still, if it starts getting dry or that, you can always go up and down again. But you don't want to be really rough with it, and you don't want to do that on your piece. You always want to do it on your paper or your tape board. Okay, so see how now we've got the the acrylic paint coming down into the nib. And as I said, it's porous, so it's in the nib itself. All right, so this was a 5, and these are 8s. They go like, they go a bigger swipe, and then you want to do strokes. And I'm gonna tell you this 100 times, but anyway, you do the strokes. You don't wanna go just a stroke. So the markers, you can store them any way you want. At home, I store them in baskets like this, by size. Here, I store them like this, by color, until Lisa messes it up and puts them anywhere. And then I think I'm out of one, and I'm like, oh no, she's got the white and the black. Anyway, but we still love her. It's okay.
Of course. Now, how do you decide which, and you have moppers too.
Oh yeah, and we have moppers, which is sort of like a bingo dauber. And you can't really see on white, but
And white moppers are great for snowmen.
snowmen. And you know what? I didn't tell you this, but we like to use the biggest marker that's available in that color. Because if you're going to try to, hand me that birdseed one, please. If you're going to try to color this, you don't want to try to go around those. You just want to take the biggest marker you can in that color and go straight across and stroke very light. It's better to do it 3 or 4 times than just once with a lot of paint.
The other thing is if you have a tiny something, like that umbrella handle, people think that you want to use a little bitty marker and...
Right. Yeah, and you don't. You want to use the biggest one you can. Now, this is, yeah, somebody used it in a class and they mashed it. You don't need to do that to your markers. But that being said, you just go down and around the handle. Now, I'm going to make my handle a different color, but do you see I didn't even try not to...
Versus taking a tiny one and trying to, so.
Yeah. So you see it was just a stroke where this would have had to been. Okay? So that's what you don't want to do. Okay? Now did I remember everything?
You want to tell them about tulies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm going to move on to the tulies. I like to use these. These are Thule art markers, and I use them for my highlighting and the little tiny pen work. These nibs are non-porous, which means the paint comes down around them. So when you use them the last time for the day, you try to remember to pull the nib out. Okay, so you pull the nib out and you clean it off, and then you can stick them back in. Okay? If you forget and they get all dry and caked up around the edge, that's okay. You can do a couple things. You can beat them on the table or throw them on the floor. It cracks it up no matter what. These must be stored horizontal. If you can't remember, right here by their window, it says store horizontally. See?
And you can see the paint.
And you can see the paint in this window, except you really can't on the black. But
right, so that's what you use.
so
for
these are the
highlighting
markers.
and fine
Now,
lines.
right now I can use acrylic paint, and we use that on a bigger space. Or if we don't have a color in the Posca markers, we don't have the color that we want. For instance, sage green. We don't have one that's sage green. But you can use acrylic, and you can use cosmetic sponges, baby wipes, or brushes. We just try to go with the easiest and quickest.
But it still gives the same effect as paint. It's still gorgeous.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.